Hello, 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 everyone. I hope that everyone can hear and see me. Please put a one in the chat box if you can hear me clearly and if you also can see me. It's another beautiful end of the month. And as you know, every end of the month, we go on, if you're in the community, a Better Me Group Coaching community. If you're in our WhatsApp community, you know that every end of the month, every last Tuesday of the month, we are on a masterclass to share value and to, of course, look at the things that would benefit us in the business world and in the entire areas of our life. So if you're on this YouTube live and you can hear me loud and clear, please put a one in the chat box. Please put a one in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear. Please put a one in the chat box. Brilliant. Thank you. I see that everyone can hear me right now. And I'll just get started to share my slide. If you remember last month when we met, we were talking about personality and how that can influence and affect the way that we deliver on in our business life when we carry on with our job. So I really want to welcome you to the room tonight on our topic, Top Secrets to Raise Your Value and Win More in the Business World. I know that so many times we all are, as business owners, we all are always curious about how to hit that target and, make that sales and push that business forward. However, there are a lot of things we want to consider in growing that business. And some of these things are not so much spoken about because from my own personal perspective, the major thing that, right back then I really and majorly focused on was my skills. How can I be, how can I nurture my skills more? How can I grow my crafts more? That was the main focus. And shall I tell you that that didn't help so much? Oops, sorry about that. That didn't help so much because focusing on just the crafts alone cannot take you where you want to go. So there are so many things that you want to look at when you're talking about increasing your value in the business world. And that's why tonight I thought I'll share the secrets with you if you are, a business owner, or maybe you're not yet a business owner, but you're about to start your business. So I want you to put it in the chat box just so I have an idea of those who are in the room tonight. If you are already a business owner, you've already started your business, put the letter S in the chat box. And if you are just about to start that business, put a letter A in the chat box. Just so I have an idea of who is in the room tonight. Okay, I can see a letter S in there. So I would not forget those that are just starting so that the message and the conversation can be helpful for everyone in the room. Because I know that some have not started and they're just looking at starting their business. So let's get into the slides and I will get going with that. So I welcome you once again. If you don't already know, last Tuesday of the month, please put that in your calendar if you can. Shut that time out, 8 p.m., and be in the room with us where we have conversations around growing that business through personal growth strategies. Right, you might be thinking, what's personal growth? Personal growth has to deal with you as the person, you as the leader of the business. And it looks at your awareness of self. And it also looks at how you can change some habits around so that you can now benefit your business with such changes. So you're welcome. And if you are new, for those who are new, the vision for our brand, A Better Me, is to be able to build sustainability in health, wealth, and happiness for people on a global scale. And because our mission is to help people become conscious in a distracted world so that they can create the life of their dreams. And one of the things that I've realized is that in creating the lives of our dreams, truth be told, you need money. because money increases our quality of life. Money increases a lot of things that we can get done. I know that so many times there's been some belief around money that money is in everything. That's some of the things that would popularly air or hear back then. But shall I tell you to be very careful about what you believe about these things, because your belief then inspires some of the actions that you be taking. So whatever it is that you want to say about money, money is good, is a great tool to help you get things done. You can create money, you can earn money, you can multiply money. You need to start changing the beliefs around. Some beliefs around it would be that money is the root of all evils. That's some of the beliefs. That's some of the that's some of the things that go on, or that is being said out there. So I want to encourage you to be careful about what you take in, what you read, what you hear. All of these things influences what you create in your life. So, of course, we're in business for different reasons. However, for any business that wants to sustain itself, you also want to look at being in business for profitability so that you can sustain that business. Tonight, we're talking about increasing value in the business world, in the business life. And as you can see from the slide that I put together here, more value, more business. The more that you can increase the value, the bigger the value that you can give, the bigger and better your chances of sustaining that business. Now, value might mean anything to anyone, but of course, value in this instance will be, what problems do you solve? What problems does your business solve? So if you've got your pen, I want you to journal two things as the answer to this question of what problem does your business serve. If you start a business, there has to also be something called intention, which is the next slide. Sorry, that's my advan. Just take it off. Which is the next slide. Your intention. What is that business intention? And that's the reason that you started that business. Because when you are clear about this intention, it helps you work on the value side of things. It helps you know what to change. If you started a business just to keep yourself busy, you might not be focusing, or you might not value productivity so much because of your intention. If you started business right because you want to impact, you might get swung away by the impact and forget to create other things out of the business. For instance, making money. So don't get too stuck on trying to create impact and forgetting to make money. Except if that's what your business is meant to do, to, only impact. And I would say for that kind of business, it would be safe to say it's a charity, or it would be safe to say it's a non-profit organization. But if you're in business for the sake of profits, you have to have that intention defined, and you have to know what value to, create, so that you can hit your target in terms of scaling that business and making that business work. If you're an entrepreneur who has just started, a lot of attributes is common with business startups. You're just mastering your markets. You're just knowing who your who your offer is for. And increasing value here might not necessarily be in terms of offer. It might now majorly be on, maybe start by working on yourself, your mind, your programs. It's the time for you to recraft, to recreate. It's the time for you to, rewrite some things. It's the time for you to take reviews and feedback from people. So I put together some 3 things that I want you to consider in increasing your value. And before I go ahead, I'd like to hear from you. Have you sat on yourself before and noticed, or are you able to describe your personality? This is really important, because if you don't know yourself, and don't know your personality, then you might struggle so much to know what may need changing. So I want to ask, if you are clear on your personality, just put a P, the letter P in the chat box. Put the letter P in the chat box if you're clear on your personality. I'd like to see that. Put the letter P in the chat box if you're clear on your personality. Okay. If you are not sure about it, put a letter S in the chat box just to have an idea of what people are saying tonight. Please put a letter N. Put a letter N if you're not sure. I want to know so that I would know how to tailor my chats. Please put a letter N. If you're not sure, please put a letter N in the chat box. I haven't seen your response. If you're sure, put a letter P. Okay, a letter N if you're not sure of your personality. Thanks for sharing. One of the ways that you can know more about your personality is, of course, to take a test, personality test. And in this personality test, it's called self-awareness test. The best way to answer those questions would be, when you were a child, were you outspoken or were you quiet? Another way to know your personality is, are you easily swung into worry? They call it neuroticism. I should put that in the chat box so that everyone can see what that means. So if you are neurotic in nature, it's called neuroticism. That's it. That's one of the ways you can know your personality. If you're neurotic in nature, it means that you are easily worrisome. Even things that shouldn't get you worried would get you worried. And for that reason, you would be you would naturally have fears. And when you live in fears, you would be blocking a lot of opportunities of creating in your life. I know this because I had to also master this for a while in my life. I had to master it. I had to start, become clear about it, especially when, I was healing and recovering from anxiety. These are one of the exercise and the tests that I had to go and do. So you would have to know how worrisome you are and be truthful to yourself. Do I really get worried quickly? How resilient am I in terms of dealing with worries and in terms of taking on worries? Another way to know whether you're neurotic is to ask yourself a question. Are you highly irritable? Now, highly irritable means that you get irritated easily. Maybe someone says something, you don't want to listen. Someone is trying to make an inquiry or find out something from you. You don't want to listen. And in the business world, people should ask you a question. People would want to ask you a question. Your team members, your customers, your colleagues, your collaborators, you shouldn't be irritable. I wouldn't say you shouldn't be irritable, but I would say it's um it's a sign of neuroticism. Another one that to know your personality type under the neurotic spectrum is to know whether you easily have mood disorder, mood swings. One moment you're happy, the next moment you're sad, another moment you're feeling depressed. You have a roller coaster of emotion and you cannot sustain one emotion for a long time. That's another thing. So you can't be happy for 2 straight days, or you can't maintain a level of happiness for 1 straight week. And one of the ways to notice that is, you would even know. You don't it's not a present assignment. It's what has been occurring before now. And you would know. You would know your level of neuroticism. You would know whether you have mood disorder. These things happens in us. And the way to break that, if you do have it, is to start doing and practicing gratitude. I'm happy that I'm sharing this topic because these are topics that has influenced me myself. And I've seen so much of how everything has changed in my personality, in my life, in the way that I handle a lot of things. And it's because I did some of this work. And I also help clients who come to the room achieve the same results by helping them sustain their mood and by helping them pick up positive mental attitudes so that they can balance their emotions. See, when the emotion is balanced, that's the point where you're able to see opportunities around you and the things that you should avoid and the things that you should embrace. That's the best time to notice all of that when the emotions are balanced. And when you're highly unbalanced or imbalanced with your mood, you're highly neurotic, and that means your personality is tending towards someone who is neurotic, someone who is worrisome, someone who will easily get depressed in life, someone who would not be able to handle pressure, someone who will, feel out of blue every moment. So you want to know that, and you want to really write that down. What you want to start seeing, if you have any of this, if you exhibit any of this, then it means that there needs to be a change, right? Another way to know your personality will be whether you are an open-minded person. That's another personality. That's another way of checking your personality. Whether you're open-minded, someone is telling you, "Oh, let's go and explore this masterclass," or "Let's go and learn this new opportunity," but you are not always open to it. You're not always open to it. You have a mindset that is not accepting, that is not, opening up to new learnings. You're not teachable. You don't want to learn. You're okay with what you already know for some reason. So you also want to watch that side of neuroticism. That's how open-minded you are. Please put the letter O in the chat box if you think that you're open-minded, and a letter C in the chat box if you think that you're closed-minded, and I can tell you what to do about that. We're in the room tonight not to judge anybody. We're here so that we can change the things that needs changing in our lives, and then we can then increase our value and, be clear about our value systems and see what needs changing, and we can start taking the change that we need to do, right? So put a letter O in the chat box to declare your open-mindedness, and a letter C in the chat box to declare your closed-mindedness. The next one would be, how agreeable are you? How agreeable are you? Now, anyone says anything and you just say, "Oh, yes, that's true. Oh, that's all right." That's without making your own research. That's also a personality. Personality who just jumps on anything and everything that they hear. And this might be common to people who love continuous learning. If you love continuous learning, you don't have to agree to everything. You can research whatever it is you learn, research more on it, right? It doesn't matter where you're hearing it from. Whatever I tell you here on the live chat tonight, you have the right to go and research it further. And, you have the right not to agree with it. You have the right to go and research it further. So that's a personality type, a personality that does further research, that learns more, that opens up more. That's a personality type. Your agreeability, the way that you agree with things, is another way of, checking your personality. Another way of checking your personality is whether you're an introvert or an extrovert or an ambivert. It means that introvert, you just love to be all by yourself, indoor. You do not want any noise. You do not want any disturbance. You just love your space. That's an introvert. Now, another way is to look at it as an extrovert. It means you like to mingle with people, you like to go out, you like to be out there. That's another personality type. An ambivert, on the other hand, is someone who is not totally introvert or totally extrovert. So you're in between being an ambivert and an introvert. So that's another way of knowing your personality. If you are getting the gist tonight, please put a yes in the chat box. I'd like to know if you are getting the gist tonight. Put in the chat box if you are. Going forwards, the last thing that I want you to know about your personality type is your level of consciousness. Level of consciousness. This is deep. This is the reason we live. This is the reason we exist. This is where we shine through. This is where we create. Your level of consciousness. How conscious are you of yourself and others? And how conscientious are you? To be conscious is one thing. To be conscientious is another thing. How conscientious are you of the things that you do, of people? How, conscientiousness means you care, you look out for people, you're empathetic, you really want to also know that part of your personality. And all of these things happens in the mind. As you can see, I said here that your state of mind and your personality is one of the values that you can change to become better, to win more in the business world. Because if I come to you as a business owner and I want to do business with you, and you're giving me that attitude like, oh, I'm talking to you, I'm making inquiries, and you're giving me that attitude like, oh, you can't be spoken to, or you're not relatable, most likely you will be pushing me away. So that's the way your personality can come in the way of growing that business. Or I'm a potential client and you sized me up and said, no, I can't talk to this person for some certain reasons. I don't know why, but it happens. So your personality can really come in the way. So if you're an introvert, for instance, and you've been asked to, you've launched a product and you've been asked to come and speak to people about the product, and you need to maybe do some external campaigns and come and talk about all of these things that you've created. But then you're an introvert, you never really want to get up and go out there and talk about the product. You will be slowing down the progress of that product. So that is another way your personality can come into the way of growing your business, of increasing your value. But I tell you, all of these things are changeable with practice. And that's why if you look at the three things that I put on the personality that you need to start looking at, is you need to start embracing commitments. You need to be committed to consistently create value. And that's what the 3 C's here are for. The commitment to consistently create value. So don't just be okay with where you are. You should audit yourself and reflect today, next week, next month, in the next quarter. You should keep auditing yourself and keep focusing on what needs changing. So you need to consistently create. You need to be committed to consistent creation of value. So you don't work on yourself today and say, I'm okay, I think I'm fine now. No, that's not the case. A few years ago, I was also in the room. I had a coach to help me with in and out of my personality. And it's about one of the best things that has happened to me, to work on a lot of things that I'm not even seeing. And it's there, it's happening. And it's slowing me down, but I didn't know because I can't see it. And that's how humans are. I mean, the way you are, you've never been able to see your back except if you see it through a mirror. Now, that mirror can be someone else who sees it clearer and shows it down to you, shows it right back to you. That mirror can be anyone. It can be anybody. It can be a friend, a support system. It can be your coach, it can be your mentor, your leader, your boss, your friend. It could be anybody who shows you and say, this is what you look like from behind. This is what you might need to change. This is what might slow you down, because we really can never see all of ourselves. So there are blind spots on our body, in and out. So if on the exterior, you can have a blind spot behind your head and at your back, your end limbs and all that, it means that it's also happening internally. And you really want to work on that. The second one is your circle. Your circle. This is another way you can increase your value by, it all starts with your state of mind. By the time you work on your personality, you would be able to now start attracting, because you attract from the state of your mind. Very powerful, right? This is something anyone and everyone should master. Because the moment that you're able to master it, things get better for you by attracting the things that you want to see for yourself. So you need to work on the mind so that you can attract the right circle, the right group of people. If I find out that you are not embracing, or that you're not open-minded, I'm most likely not going to talk to you. Or if I find out that you're highly irritable, nobody wants to be pushed off, I'm most likely not going to be attracted to you. And that means the state of my mind is determining who I am attracting. So whoever wants to do business with me, whoever wants to be in my team, whoever wants to be my friend, whoever wants to, hang out with me, would do so because of my state of mind. So see how it's interwoven now. Again, your circle, once you're clear with the mind and personality, your circle, of course, has to, you have to look at your network of supports. As you can see, I've put here network of supporting system. Who is in your network? Who is in your network that's helping you change things around? Who is in your network that is encouraging you? Who is in your network that is feeding you that positivity? Who is in your network that is lifting you up when you feel down? Who is in your network that is telling you the next right move? You really need to think about that. Again, your support system, very, very similar as networking, as a network. And you can build all of these things by putting yourself out there. The moment you make a decision in your mind that I am ready, and that's why I put the word mind here, because it attracts the circle. By the time you just say to yourself that I am ready, oh, I wish I can get this person, I wish I could know this person. The moment you think about it in your mind and you really want it and you really wish that you get it, even without lifting fingers, sometimes you could attract. Yeah, because of your state of mind, right? And I really want you to be curious about that. Look at your network now. You can ask yourself questions like, how did I attract these people? Who do I need to attract next? What do I need to do to attract these people? So you really want to answer that question, right? You really want to answer that question and be sure. The next one will be your crafts. Your craft. And this is really powerful because if you if you are very skilled at what you do, most likely people will look for you. But the moment people come to you and realize that your personality is hindering the way of creating more, attracting more customers, your personality is in the way that you deal with your customers, this will indeed slow down your business. So apart from looking at the mind and how your personality comes in the way, you also want to be skilled at what you are doing. And the way to be skilled is to, of course, open yourself for developing that skills that you already have. Now, your craft is not just one skill. Your craft is a combination of many skills. So it's like saying, I am a hairstylist. So because you're a hairstylist, you would need the craft to source for hair, the right hair. You would need the craft to be resourceful. You would need the craft to sell. You would need the craft to market. So there will be so many skills you want to take on. You cannot just take on one skill and be like, oh, I make beautiful hair. There are so many other things that needs to be woven together to help you build a master craft. If you understand what I'm saying, put in the chat box mastercrafts. Let me be sure that you understand what I am saying. Put in the chat box mastercraft. Let me be sure that you know what I'm saying. All right. The next one will be to increase your value. What are the things that you need to start doing to increase your value? Number one thing is it all starts with a change of mind. Starts with a change of mind. the moments that you sit on yourself and say, oh, I think I'm an introvert. I think I need to dress up and go out more. I think I need to mingle more. I think I need to build my network more. The moment you're able to identify that and decide, make a change of decision today that you want to move differently, then you will start increasing your value. Right? It starts with that change of mind, the decision to move differently by saying to yourself, you know what, enough is enough. I'm taking another path, right? And in making this decision, you've only just decided to evolve and win. And let me warn you ahead. Evolution is not always easy. It comes with some level of pain. But from the word no pain, no gain. So once you decide to evolve and win, please remember that it comes with a level of pain. And no pain, no gain. So some of the pain might mean that waking up earlier, you're not used to it. But yeah, you have to do it. With time, it will change and you will get used to it and you will win more, because waking up earlier, you can then do so much more than you usually do. You can have more time. You've only just created more time for yourself to do more things. Maybe you want to do some more sales calls, or maybe you want to recreate something in your work or within your working system, or maybe you want to review your work ethics. Evolution is always not easy. Change is always not easy, especially let's look at the evolution of the metamorphosis of butterfly, for instance. You can see that it comes from the egg, then the larva, then what again? Science, then the larva, then whatever. Then before it becomes a butterfly, a beautiful butterfly that everyone sees and you want to touch. You like the color, you like how it flies. It's just so fascinating. Before it gets to that point, there has been some sort of changes along the line. And these changes were really not easy. You might not see it, but they're going through some pain to crack out, to come out of their shell and come out and think and act outside the box. It takes some level of input, it takes some level of work. And doing the work works. If you are a member of the community, it's a popular saying in our community that doing the work works. I want to put in the chat box, work. I want to read that from the chat box. So put work in the chat box. Put the word work in the chat box. I'd like to read that. So this is a recap to increase your value. This is a recap. Number one, I said your personality, where we then talked about neuroticism, right? We talked about neuroticism. We talked about increasing our, knowing our personality type in terms of whether we're easily worried, or we are easy to get depressed, or we are highly irritable, or if you are conscientious, or you're agreeable, or you're not agreeable. It all depends on all of these things. Your personality depends on all of these things, and it affects the way that you attract into your life. If you're just too quiet and you can't be jovial and be friendly with your customers, they might just go away. They might go away. We need some sort of, amiability. We need some level of friendliness. We need some level of networking and chat with and connecting with our clients and with our businesses and with our affiliates and with our acquaintances, right? We need some sort of humor. We need some sort of connectivity, right, within ourselves. So I want you to be thinking about that. And second one, yeah, your circle. I want you to be thinking about who you need to draw closer into your circle today. Do you need an accountability partner? Or maybe you need to declutter your circle. Or what do you need? There are things that you would need in your circle. And I want you to start thinking about that. Your craft. What's the next thing you need to master? Do you need to master the skill of selling or the skill of, smiling when you want to welcome your customers? You're just always frowning your face and people are scared to even come and have a chat with you, even though you're not hard on the inside. It might just be that you are just, worried about some things that's not showing up in your life. And that's reflecting on the way that you're receiving people on the outside. So your craft, you want to look at the skills that you want to take on. You want to have a skill of friendliness. You want to have a skill of selling. You want to have the skills of marketing. You want to have the skills of, creativity. We can learn these things. Things can be learned. Gradually, it would get better, right? It would get better if you open yourself up to new learning. There are some 6 do's that I want to start considering in increasing your value as you've learned about your personality and your personality, and of course you've learned about I'm going to go back there now, it's run of my brain, your circle, and then your craft. So vision clarity is for you to have that definition of what your business stands for, and that will help you build up on the value. If you have this clarity of why you have set up your business and the values that you really like, maybe you value team spiritness, or you value making more money, or you value impact, you value profitability, you value friendliness, you value care, you value empathy, you can bring all of that into the way that you work and be clear about your vision. Once you know the values and you communicate it rightly to all of the people, all the stakeholders of that business, everyone will carry that same vision into their job. So your assistant, once you send you an email, she remembers that you value professionalism. She's careful with the way she types her email address. She's careful with the way that she types her email content. Or maybe your driver knows that, you value timeliness, and then your driver will be at work 10 minutes before. You value this and you value that. When you communicate your value clearly, when you are clear about your value, you will communicate it clearly. And once you communicate it clearly, people will know what you truly stand for. And that way you're increasing your value in the way that you do that. You're also communicating it to people, and people can see who you truly are. And that way you can begin to draw the right people into that business. The second do is to be an action taker. And this is where the result lies for every one of us. You're in this room tonight already. You've come here to learn. And as you've come here to learn, you should normally be implementing what you're learning. And that indeed is action taking. Because you might have all of the ideas, but if you're not really implementing, that's where the result lies. When you implement, you get the results. The result lies in, it lies in going out there and doing what you said you would do. Sometimes you might not get the result instantly. And that's why the virtue of patience should also be mastered. The virtue of, I can do this, I should do this, should also be mastered. The value of why not, if not, should be a part of our thinking, should be a part of our belief system, should be a part of how we move in every of our businesses. Why not, if not? There's a saying that says, what a man can be, a man must be. Whatever you know you deserve, you must go for it. So it's in your action taking. I'll show up today. I will do this today. I will help somebody today. It must be, you have to decide to take that action. And sometimes if you don't sit on ourselves and really brainstorm, you don't know what next action to take. Maybe because the actions that you've been taking is not adding up. You're not seeing what you want to see. And that's why if you look at the 3 ways to increase your value the other time, we spoke about the circle. If you are in the right circle, you would constantly be reminded that your works are valuable. Maybe you just need to be patient. Maybe you just need to, change things around, tweak things around. Again, that's where your personality comes into play. Because if you have already been tagged as someone with a personality who doesn't open up mind to receive or to be spoken to or to be, to you're not teachable, you're not coachable, people don't feel like they can share their reviews with you, then you would struggle to hear honest feedback, to listen and accept and embrace honest feedback. You struggle to take feedback. And that can be an ego thing, which is in the state of mind. So action taking is another thing that we want to consider. And as you're taking the action, don't take it alone. Remember, you can take it with people. The third one is to be result oriented. Be driven by the result that you want to see. So when you want to start taking those actions, when you want to start writing out those, you want to start writing the book that you want to sell, you want to have a passive income, and you thought, oh, it'd be nice for me to release my first book or my 10th book or whatever. You should already have the results in mind. This is what I want to do of that book. This is where I want to take that book to. So that when you're writing, you are advised by what you've already, what you're already creating. The result that you want to see is brought back into your creativity, into your creation. So you need to be result oriented. Result orientation also helps you to target the right things. Because if you say that before the second quarter of the year, I want to have gone to 2 masterclasses. That's targeted. And what would you do? Because you want to, at the end of the next quarter, you want to ensure that you have, hit that goal. Then you begin to search, what masterclass should I go? Should I fly out for an international conference? Or do I, you're starting to think about what needs to be done, because the results that you want to create is what is on your mind. So you need to be result oriented. Put results in the chat box. Let me know that you are still right here with me. The third one is to be clutter free. Is to be clutter free. And this one, you might be thinking, oh, what's clutter? Or I'm clean. My house is clean. My room is clean. Sometimes it takes some level of intentionality. When I want to write or when I want to do my work, one of the things I would do is clear my desk, try and arrange my stationery corner, and just, zoning into that clean state. Because I can't deal. Sometimes I tell my partner, I don't like to see wires and cables. It just gives me headache, and it tenses me, and I don't feel settled with it. Because already my mind doesn't take it. My mind doesn't want any clutter. My mind doesn't want anything that is cluttering up. I don't feel free. I don't create in that space. So you need to be thinking about how you want to be clutter free. Maybe you want to make your bed first when you wake in the morning, clear your desk, your space, do some charity with your clothing, remove the things that are no longer useful to you in your wardrobe. And in doing that, you're not only cleaning the space, you're also giving out the things that you don't need. If it is paper, boxes, dirt, rubbish that you don't need, yes, you're giving out, because the more that you put the rubbish together and you throw it in the dump, it's going out to be recycled for something, maybe fertilizer, maybe whatever. It's being recycled to one thing or the other. So you are giving out. Even when you think it's rubbish, it's not. That thing you call rubbish can be an avenger for wealth for some other people. So it's not rubbish. And when you put intentionality into it, like, oh, today I will go into my wardrobe, I will take out some things from there and I will send it out to charity, or I will give it to somebody who may need this, you are also giving and you're opening to receive. You're opening your life and you're opening yourself to receive more. And that's another way to, vibe up, is another way to give, is another way to give out the right energy. And in doing that, you can also receive more and increase your own value. Another one is go-getting. You need to start acting like a go-getter. You need to be that go-getter. Like you won't get tired. Yes, times when we want to get tired, times when we want to, when you feel like, oh, this is not enough, or I mean, this is enough. I've had it up to here. Like, I don't want this again, or I'm stressed, or my business is this, and my business is that. It happens to all entrepreneurs. You are not all by yourself. You're not the only one feeling that way. But remember, step back into your shoes of go getting. Step back and ask yourself that this is really for me. And that's why in the beginning of the class of the session, I asked, what is the intention behind the business? Because this intention would really be driving the way that you build up your value, the way that you show up for yourself, the way that you do the works that you're meant to be doing, the way that you push yourself further. Right? So you want to become a go getter. Another one is to be disciplined. I know so many times we make a list. I want to sell this. I want to be in this room. I want to go for this international conference. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you're making all of the long list. But where is the discipline to take the action? Now, discipline is built up. You can build it up. You don't have to. Many times I see that when we're approaching our work as entrepreneurs, we want the instant results. So sometimes we give it all our in and we're so desperate in the way that we're working. Slow down, calm down, and approach your work with disciplined mind, disciplined actions, and disciplined expectations. If you're not speaking to 10 persons a day, then don't be expecting one person to come and ask you what you are doing. Discipline right there. If you're not recreating your work and seeing what needs changing, then don't expect so much changes from what you already have. Discipline right there. Discipline in managing your funds and finances so that you can use your funds for the right things. Discipline right there. Discipline for knowing where to put your money first. Discipline right there. Financial discipline. Personal discipline. Discipline in showing up in time where you need to show up. Discipline in doing the right works when you said you will do your work. Discipline in prioritizing the work. Discipline. You need to master this craft. The more you start mastering it, the more things get better. The more it gets better. You can manage your time well, you can prioritize, you can delegate, you can focus on the right works, you can network with the right people. It takes discipline. Working on your personality, like I've said, personality is one of the ways to increase your value. Working on your personality takes discipline. To say that, oh, I'm always worried. Every little thing, your emotion is spiked up, or every little thing you're just so angry you cannot contain some anger. Discipline to say, I will not raise my voice. I will not do this. I will not do that. It takes discipline. It's not always easy, like I said the other time. Change and evolution can be painful, but on the other side of the pain is your gain. So if you can go through it, then you will glow through it. So discipline is another thing that I want to look at. Now, this is a bit of our works. The last 2 years when I've transitioned from event business to personal group coaching, I've been able to push myself and launch programs, and this is where we are today, trying to get better. Yes, like I said, there's never a point where you have to be a go-getter. Means that there's never a point where you should be comfortable with where you are. Staying in the comfort zone and being okay with little doesn't bring you increments or success or sustainable value in your work. What brings you sustainability of value and of returns and of results and of success is when you consistently, remember the word that I said the other time, consistently commit to creating value. So whatever you do, the service, commit to giving love, commit to giving service. It is you increasing your value. If you go out there tomorrow now and speak to more people about your business, you're giving them value. You speak to more people, you help more people out there with their business, you are giving them more value. And then you can say to somebody, oh, I was in this person's office today, and I was well received by the front line or front desk officer. She did this, she did that. they're speaking about you. Your reviews are already, the reviews are already building up from the way that you are positioning your works, right? So I want you to be conscious about that. This is the six things. These are the six do's that you want to take on to increase that value and to work on that value system. Be clear about your vision. Be clear about your vision for your work. Don't set up your craft. Don't go about your business like a side hustle. Go about your business like a sustainable business. The way that you think about it determines how you're going to be showing up. So you're going to be showing up with confidence, with competence, when you're defined with what vision the business offers. And even in the downtimes, you're not totally moved. You're not, of course, like you said, like you heard, totally moved. Yes, you're moved, but you're not totally moved because you know what you are working on is super big. The vision is clear for you. The path that you're working is clear for you. You're able to take action and you're able to, work on whatever needs changing. And you're result oriented. You're just looking at the target. The result is where you're, is what's driving you. The result is driving you. The intention is driving you, not the emotions of the moment. Because in the moment, different things happen. Don't forget, I said your personality can get into the way. That's just who you have been growing up. But that can change as you're growing up. And it can change with the knowledge that you open up to, with the learnings that you open up to. If you're in this session tonight, I don't expect you to go out there again and still be dragging, and still, at least now you're aware of what your personality is. You're aware of what needs changing. You're aware whether your worries are the ones that are standing in your way of receiving, of seeing things, of seeing opportunities, and even exploring opportunities. Yes, your worries can be one of the things that stand in the way. So action taking, very important. Result oriented. Look out for the result that you want to create. You will be driven when you have the result at the back of your mind. You always have the result at the back of your mind. Yes, by the next quarter, this has to have been done. This person has to have been met. I must have booked a call with this woman. I must have spoken to this friend of mine about my business. I must have asked for help on this. I must have launched my course. I must have started my saving. I must have started investing. Whatever it is, you need to start thinking about the results and let that be pushing you. Let that be driving your actions. And the fourth one is clutter free. Don't forget, clean up. Clean up. Clean up from now. Open your mind and say, I'm clutter free. I'm free. I'm clean from the inside. Clutter free, like I said, is not just about your space. It's also internal. The people in your life can be a clutter. The experiences, the emotions that you have in your mind can be a clutter. The belief system, your superstitions can be your superstition belief. Superstitious belief, is that what it's called now? Can be a clutter. Because where you're meant to see opportunities, you are seeing some beliefs that is clogging you up. Like when I started talking about money in the beginning of the session, I was sharing the popular things or people are saying about money, that money is the root of all evil. When you have money, you lose your humility, all of those things. Please take that out of your mind. Money increases your quality of life and you deserve a quality life. So start thinking about those new things, because those other negative beliefs are limiting you to see more. They are clogging you up. It's a clutter that is disturbing your visibility to see what's awaiting you out there. And I mean, when you imagine that you enter a room and it's so dark, how are you clear? How can you see what's in there? How can you see the opportunities that is in the room? Maybe your next big client is in the room. Your next big gig is in the room, but you can't even see it because you are closed eyes. You are closed eyes. The room is dark. You can't see no opportunity. You're blocked with your clutter. You're blocked with your belief. You're blocked with your emotions, your worries, your personality. The people around you, they're speaking negativity into you and you're accepting it. You're adopting it. And for that reason, the clutter keeps piling up and you don't even know it. From what you read, what you see, what you hear, what you listen to, what you save in your mind, they are all blocking you. Right? That's such a big clutter for you, for your business, and in every area of your life. I've told you, if you're a business person in the room, that's good. If you are not, This is really applicable to all areas of your life. Applicable to all areas of your life. The next one is to be a go-getter. Go-getter, of course. Know what you want, stick to it. You'll be tiring on the way. It would be tiring, but you will get there if you don't give up. If you don't give up. And the last one is discipline. And my popular saying about discipline is that discipline is what brings your desire to reality, not just the wishes, not just it's not just only about your desire, it's about discipline. Discipline is what brings that desire, that wish, that dream into reality. So keep being disciplined and you will be able to bring your dreams to reality. Now, this is where I am right now, and I'm super excited for you if you are also here with me. The blue zone. The blue zone, the growth zone, the zone where doesn't care about failures, about what people think, about what are they going to say. If a zone where fear is no longer cluttering me up, and that's where I want to be. Whatever fears you're still having, I really think that this is a time that you need to look elsewhere. Look elsewhere. Look at, embrace the possibilities that are around you. Embrace it, right? Learn from feedback. Keep trying. Keep being inspired by others. Keep being inspired by people's success. Don't look at wealthy people and say, there's something behind that wealth. Maybe there is. That's not your concern. What is your concern is your focus, your big focus on how you will create your own wealth, right? And draw inspiration. What can I do better? What am I learning from this person? No comparison, no competition. How can I be better? How can I do better? How can I be inspired about my failure? What did I need to learn? What did I need to change and re-strategize on? Right? So I want you to know that you're beautiful, your ideas are valid. You don't have to give up easily. Failure is part of your abilities. Failure is an opportunity for you to grow, to learn. The feedback people give you, the right people will give you the right feedback, is for you to grow. Be inspired by others, be inspired by people's success. Don't feel intimidated. Yours will come. Keep the focus, speak up, ask for help, do the right work, stay disciplined, be clutter free, be flexible, be accepting, be a go-getter. Do not compare yourself. Be a doer, an action taker. So many times we are thinking and taking actions in our head by just overthinking. That's an action too, Thinking and overthinking is an action too. But physical, take actions where you need to walk, where you need to write, where you need to make the call, make the phone call, where you need to be in the room, where you need to do, where you need to speak up, where you need to be silent, be silent. Be silent, because in silence, you can meditate, you can hear, you can listen more, you can connect to yourself. Right? So I want you to say to yourself, congratulations to me. Congratulations for the new opportunities that are coming my way. Congratulations for my increased value. Say to yourself, congratulations to me. Congratulations to the new opportunities that are coming my way. Congratulations for my increased value. One more time, congratulations to me. Congratulations to the great opportunities that are coming my way. Congratulations for my increased value. Thank you so much for coming into the room tonight. I will now give you the task to write down where you are right now and write what needs changing. Oh my God, see how I've spelled my needs? Mistake, but I embrace it. Next time it's going to be better. What needs changing, and start taking action. Make a screenshot if you have to. And the special gift for one lucky winner tonight. If you want this gift, my email address is connect. I'm going to put that in the chat right now at a better me. Connect at a better me coaching.com. If you want this gift, just come into my chat box, come into my email, send me an email, and I will send that gift your way. It's going to be a 1-hour coaching session, question and answer, to tailor this to your need And I'll also give you free resources, the ones that I feel would assist you, haven't heard about your journey. So let me walk with you on this journey. If there's anyone in the room who is willing to increase their value and become more, live better, and take their business to that next level, you need to book a call with me to know more, to know about your needs more. When I know your need, I will know how to, tailor my program or the programs to I will know which of our programs will serve you the most. So thank you so much. If you have any question, time for questions. I'm excited that you came into the room tonight. I'm excited for delivering these. I'm excited for your listening. I'm excited for your time, and I'm excited for the wins that you're going to be creating in your business life and in all areas of your life this new season. So book a call with me. You can see that going through on our timeline. Book a free call, and I will see you in the success room. I'll be opening up some availability on my calendar, and I want you to take the opportunity to come into that room and speak to me about whatever it is you might need help with. That will be the end of our session tonight. If you want to know more, if you don't have any question yet, that's okay. If you want to know more, just book a call, and I'll be more than happy to walk on the journey with you. Thank you, everyone, for coming, for showing up. I do hope that this has benefited you and that you will start taking action on what needs changing. Please don't hang in a state or a phase of always learning. Also, keep implementing and keep taking action. And I congratulate you for your wins that are ahead. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.